living through it. I don't think how. Good morning. Today is Monday. It's technically the third day of the sprint, but it's my first day working on account of the holidays last week. Usually we have a 10-day working period for a sprint, but I only have 6 or 7 because of all of the days off. I only have one ticket, and that ticket is basically how do we enable developers to test the new sets of icons. So we lovingly call it the V3 icon, as like a version 3 of the icon set. And basically what we want to be able to do is for the developer to toggle between using the V2, which is the current version, and the V3, so that they can see what that looks like in their features before it goes out to production. So I guess it's kind of like A/B testing, but only on the dev environment. So only in the developer's environment, and it doesn't touch consumers. And I don't believe QA will even touch it as well. I think it's just primarily for the developers to begin acclimating to the new set of icons that will be releasing early next year. I think it's in the January or February release.
Safe coverings over the mountain zones must be worn when riding the EPA.
Hello! It's been a very meeting heavy day today. Tuesdays are usually my most meeting packed days anyways, so I was kind of expecting this, but like living through it, I don't think I'll ever really get used to having back-to-back meetings. I've been in back-to-back meetings from 10 to now it's gonna be almost 1:30. I did take a short 30-minute lunch at 12. So it's not super bad, but yeah, I have a 1:30, and that is this weekly meeting that I have, or that my team, the Common Components team, has with the design system interaction designers and other visual designer about upcoming components and the sort of interactions that we want to build into it with a sort of focused lens on accessibility. It's not usually always accessibility, but 90% of the focus is this component going to be accessible, and if so, how is that going to happen? So we talk about how assistive technologies are going to interact with these components, how keyboard-only users are going to interact with this component and with other components that will be surrounding it, and all sorts of things like that. So yeah, this one's always a fun one, so I'm excited for this one, but I am also much more excited to be done with meetings today so I can crack into some code.
Have escape button to escape this screen. And yeah, that's all. And Misha,
Making use of the fact that we're a single page application, so there's no need to like reload the entire thing when you're showing a new view. And because of that, I think it makes sense to only allow like the close icon and the back to something link in order to go back to the previous view. I think that would be expected. So for this one, it's not necessarily the role of model, right? So the challenge is with any kind of... This has been my office this morning. I got a very big old fancy WebEx product over here with a touch-tone panel, very comfortable chair. But I am glad to go back to my desk. Okay, gather my stuff and let's go. Hello. So I am now walking to the train station. I did a lot of...
Talk about memory?
I don't.
Oh.
I was trying to think about it when I was in here.
Is it because most of the times you've had Taco Bell, you were...
Guess who forgot their badge today? Has to wear this badge of shame. Me. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's not a very popular day to go into the office, so I feel like this half of the floor is mine because no one else is here. But that's kind of nice because then I get to vlog at my desk like this and not feel shy about it. But yeah, so today we're going to resume work on the icon ticket, but primarily we're just going to work on the unit tests now because yesterday I finished the functionality and the documentation changes, and I did start on the unit tests. So this one is not on ciphers yet, so I was trying to do that yesterday and I finished it, but I broke all of the tests and I know exactly why that happened, but I just didn't want to tackle it because it was getting late in the afternoon. So that's what we're going to be doing today, which is fine because I still have, let's see, like 5 days left in the sprint, maybe 6. And that will be more than enough to fix these unit tests. I feel like I can actually crank it out if I just focused for the next... Well, I have stand-up in like 15 minutes, so I'll probably just catch up on messages, and then after stand-up is when I'll focus on the unit tests. Hello, it's 9 p.m. now. I am very tired, so I'm really glad that I'm done with all my responsibilities for today. And even though it's only 9 p.m., it definitely feels like much later in my body. I think it's because I had my personal training this morning, followed up by meetings that are back to back from like 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. I had to eat lunch in the middle of a meeting again, which was unfortunate, but it's just like a lot of things going on this week. It's usually not this meeting heavy, which is probably why I am so knackered by it. Like, I have so much respect for other roles that basically their entire day and their entire week is just meetings back to back. I still managed to squeeze in some coding time today, which was great because I got to submit my PR for the Icon V3 ticket that I was working on. It already has one approval, so I just need another one before I can get merged. Hopefully I will get that tomorrow and I can close out this week knowing that I don't have any more sprint tasks waiting for me, which is nice. That'll be it for me today. I will catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a much lighter day. Like, I finished my ticket. I only have 2 meetings as opposed to back-to-back meetings. So I'm hopeful that tomorrow is going to be a lot easier. I'm also just going to take my rest day tomorrow instead of Saturday because I need to sleep in. So, yep, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. Hello, good morning. It's Friday. I'm working from home today because I just wanted a nice, easy work day where I didn't have to worry about the commute and things like that. Not that the commute is bad, it's just fairly straightforward public transit, so it's okay. But yeah, I just didn't feel like going to the office today. And it's going to be empty anyways because most people, I think, work from home on Fridays and Mondays. So yeah, today is going to be a much lighter day. I only have 2 meetings. One is my stand-up, which is gonna happen in 5 minutes. I have a meeting with my mentor at 12:30, and then I have my final for my grad school class. It's a directed research, so it's kind of like independent study, but I have my advisor. So today we're gonna go over my final deliverable, which ended up being a pitch of some sort. So I don't know if I can share that because it's kind of it's related to work. So yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. but basically, the independent research that I did was looking at accessibility and inclusivity with the lens of how do we bring those 2 things into engineering, because we understand how that works well in design. How do we bring those practices into engineering without destroying or without instituting such a large change that it needs to be, that it can't happen. So yeah, something along those lines. It's a very interesting place that I've ended up in because I started the independent study kind of just thinking primarily about digital accessibility and why it's so hard for engineers to do it. Yeah, I think I'll just make a separate video about my independent research because like there's lots in my head and I don't want to crowd this, and I'm already rambling so much. This camera is about to die, so I'm gonna go charge it and I'll check back with you later. First time trying Haitian food. This is Jamaican food. Delicious. Hello, it's 4:40 p.m. I should be wrapping up work right now, but I actually took a long afternoon break earlier after my meeting ended at 2:30 for my grad school stuff. I just kind of I didn't fool around. I just was on my phone on the couch for an hour or so. So now I am gonna get back into things. Good morning. It's Monday in Seattle at a Capital One cafe. Free drink. My friend, one bathroom, but that's okay. Today, what am I doing today? I have stand up in 5 minutes. I have 2 pull requests to review. I gotta bother other people to review my pull requests. Oh shoot, it's actually approved. Never mind. So I'm gonna merge this. Okay, so then I only have 2 pull requests to review. And I guess I'll just be on standby if anybody needs help today because I'm done with I used my ticket last Friday. But I think most people are finishing up today as well, so I'm probably just going to start on the CSS for JS Devs training that we have, or Jira Cloud training, or neither. We'll see. Hello, that's it for the sprint diary. I hope that you're able to get a good idea of what it's like for me to be a software engineer / UX engineer and what a sprint is like in terms of my workload. I tried to give as many details as I can without, compromising work confidentiality. But I hope that I also wasn't too confusing. If I did confuse you or if you have any questions in general, leave them in the comments below and I'll reply to you. But yeah, this was really fun to edit. I'm constantly filming things, but I'm so glad that I finally got my shit together now so that I can give this video out to you. But yeah, I'm excited, hoping for many more videos in 2023. But until then, I will talk to you later. Bye! Thanks for watching!